You're listening to Greater Good Radio Hawaii. Please visit us online at greatergoodradio.com. Today's guest is Mike McCARTNEY, CEO and President of PBS Hawaii Television. Mike has been the recipient of numerous community awards, including the Good Guy Award for Open Government for Common Cause in 1997 and Provost Award for Outstanding Public Service from Windward Community College Outdoor Circle Community Service Award in 1998. So you have a lot of background in, the television industry, and you also have a long list of community and nonprofit organizations that you're involved in. Were you raised with the belief that you're going to be involved in the community somehow and giving back to the nonprofit?
I'll tell you a story. Both my parents are educators. My mom is from Kohala. My grandparents are immigrants from Okinawa working in the sugarcane plantation. So two quick stories. One, World War II starts. My grandfather's saipan, he was a fisherman, gets confiscated. Kenny Brown's parents, Kenny Brown's dad, tells my grandfather, "Hey, Toyama, you can come work. You can come clean yard. You can come do this." And that's how my family got fed, because a Hawaiian family, Kenny Brown's family, told my grandfather, "Hey, you can come work for us." On my dad's side, my dad is from Oklahoma. He's Irish. He moved here in 1930. He has me when he was 56. So I skipped a generation. My dad today would be 103 years old. So he came here in 1930 now to be a teacher at Maui High School. So when he taught at Maui High School, first-year teacher, 27 years old, came from Council Bluffs, Iowa, because he got $1,000 more in a house. And he's teaching at Maui High School Japanese, Chinese, Portuguese kids. So people like Leonard Rego, Nadao Yoshinaga, Tadao Beppu, NASA scientists like Walter Higa, all kinds of people were his students. And so the first week that he got invited to work, he got invited to the plantation manager's house. And the plantation manager, actually the owner of the company, by the way, a big name that everybody knows, but this is the past. But this is a story he always told me. That person welcomed all the new teachers, and they were eating with their fine china and everything. And they told my dad and all the teachers, "Thank you for coming to Maui, but your job is to teach them. But just remember one thing, do not teach them too much," because they wanted them in the plantation. So I grew up with doctors, lawyers, the Mihos, the Wongs. We had doctors, we had lawyers, we had everyone. They were my dad's friends. They'd knock on the door and recite poetry. So my dad, when I turned 21, I think he gave me this great gift. He wrote this poem. And one of the things he puts in there, he says that the cosmic dust that you borrow from the universe, give it back in brighter coin than you received. So I think that's, for me, my purpose in life is like, to me, whatever you do, whatever position you have, you can be of service. You can help people. Small ways, big ways. Because you know what? We live on an island in Hawaii. We see things. We interact with each other. And we got to work with each other. Because if we don't, it doesn't work. But guess what? The world is an island. Guess what? Everybody is native, as my friend Brother Nolan says. Everybody came from some homeland to be here. So, you know what? We're all more connected than we think we are. And so, to me, I think the challenge we have in our life is not how much money we make or what title you have, but I think you're defined by some of the things you do. And a lot of things that people do never really get talked about or heard about or done. It's just what you do, And to me, I think a lot of us all over the world, especially in Hawaii, we were brought up that way. Hey, go help. Plantation time. When somebody dies, you look at Hawaii, funerals, right? On the mainland, people die. They come to the funeral, they give a card. In Hawaii, you die, people come to the funeral. They don't even come to the funeral, they give money. I mean, that's something very special that we have. And so to me, Hawaii is about being of service. I call it the aloha spirit. There's a lot that we can share and do. And so to me, that's what people like Brother Nolan or all of us do together, is that we just try to help where we can. We don't have to have a title or position or work for an organization. You can always be of service all the time, every day, everything you do. Like that Live Aloha thing that we created with Robbie Alm, Haunani Apollo, and a bunch of people. It was really about trying to change government. We finally realized, George Mason told us, hey, we got to change ourselves. So Live Aloha, really, those stickers means, hey, you can make a difference. You can return your shopping cart. You can say thank you when you let people cut in. You can pick up the rubbish off the ground. Little things like that are service. And I think if we do that in our everyday lives, I think you live a successful life. It doesn't mean you should expect anything in return. It's really about just, hey, we can help each other, and we got to. Otherwise, we die. The world is small.
So what would you say has been your favorite story or your own personal story, something that inspires you in order to give back or service?
Oh, so many things. That's a hard question. This just pops in my mind because we're talking about Hawaii stars. I remember the time there was, this is a neat story, Hurricane Iniki. I don't know, something just told me I got on the plane. So Stephen Ie at City Mill, what a cool guy. I tell him, Stephen, I don't know how I'm going to get there yet, but I'm going to get to Kauai. People over there need stuff. So he told me, come. He goes, I got one truck. So we loaded up. He told me, take whatever you want from City Mill. I said, you like me keep track? He goes, no, just take whatever you like. Stephen Ie, City Mill. So we loaded up whatever we could fit in the truck. My friend found a boat. They shipped it to Kauai. Next thing I know, I'm talking to Rex Johnson. Rex Johnson, we get a Hawaiian airplane. We fly into Kauai, okay? And we start delivering the stuff. And in your mind, you're thinking, so when you're of service, you're in the zone, you think, yeah? So I'm thinking, wow, who's going to distribute this for me? So I'm thinking of this guy, Billy, Uncle Billy, that's somebody I knew. He works for Hawaiian Tel. Soon as we get off the airport, if the plane lands, who's directing traffic? One Hawaiian Tel guy. It's Uncle Billy. I said, Uncle Billy, you know what? We get the stuff coming in the dock. You guys can bring all the boys with the Hawaiian telephone guys to go deliver all the stuff to the people that no more nothing. He goes, shoot. And it just goes, right? And so then that night, right, there was, I was staying at a friend's house and people's houses were demolished. And there was a guy named, there was a man named Mr. Tomita worked in the plantation. And, everybody's helping each other. And, that night I remember walking him home and he told me, oh, you have one slug? And I said, what is that? And I looked at his house. Half of it was all fallen down. I said, what did you do during the hurricane? He said, oh, I just went to sleep. Only his bedroom was left in his kitchen. I said, what is a slug? He goes, come. And he opens this thing up and there's there's a bottle of Crown Royal and glass. And he goes, you have one slug with me? And at that time, I never really drank. Now I drink wine. It's good, yeah. But and that time, I was going, oh. So I drank this whole thing of Crown Royal with him. And I heard his story about how you give back. And he was telling me so many things about what he did to help people. And then now there was these 30-somethings that took him in and fed him every night, And the one thing that was funny, and I hope people don't take this the wrong way, but I said, Mr. Tomita, what is the secret of being married for 50 years? His wife just passed away. He goes, the secret is, so I thought he was going to give me this whole thing of wisdom. He goes, the secret of that is you got to do them every night, sometimes 1, 2, 3 times. and this is an 80-something-year-old man married for 50-something years. And he told me that's the secret to being married. And I won't define what it is he meant, but I think people can get it. So to me, that was one of the great service things. It's just sometimes you just got to go, chance them. You might not have a plan. Then you run into people like Uncle Billy. You meet people like Mr. Tomita. You learn things. From there, you help him. And from there, we made sure that he had food every night. We made sure that, he had a place to stay, a place to eat. His family, he had no kids. He had some family on this island. And so, I contacted the family. So and that was real touching. You just do, yeah.
Thanks for joining us today on Greater Good Radio. For more information or a transcript of today's show, please visit us online at greatergoodradio.com. This is your host, Evan Leong and Carrie Leong, saying please join us next time for another episode of Greater Good Radio, Hawaii.